I took 4 screws off of here, and my case lifts up. Now, this is a safety switch that if the brake, that one, is not engaged and you get off the seat, the motor cuts off. But give me a second. So, you're black and red. This tractor is a pull string, but it also has a battery. Had a battery connected onto here. I took it out. This is where your battery is connected. That's wire is black and red. This one is green and gray, and they did somewhat of bridging here. This is factory. I didn't tinker with anything on here. This is your safety shutoff switch that goes under your seat. Can you see it? It's black, gray, and green. This switch is your key. This one is attached to where your key goes in. And I have yellow, no, hold on, give me a second. I got 2 black wire running together. A white one, a black and white striped, 2 green wires running together, and 2 red wires running independently. And this goes to your on and off switch. This is where your blade is engaged, and this is also another safety switch. So if the blade is engaged and you get off the seat without the brake, because if the brake is locked, I think the brake is in lock position, you can get off the seat and the mower will stay running. But if the brake is not locked and you get off that seat, it's gonna automatically just die out. This one, and I tinker with these things, but this one, I'm not quite sure what's going on here, but give me a minute. I want to open it and see myself. Okay. I got a little chip in here. I'm assuming this is the computer for the whole electrical system. The wire comes in from this side, and there's no wires coming out here. I don't know if I can see the wires running underneath it, but all your wires is connected here. Sends the information in to here, and this operates the electrical system on here. Stop things from running. If I'm wrong about anything, if anyone get a chance to see this video, please incite me. I tinker with things, figure out what's going on and what's not going on, but I don't know everything. Just like the smartest man in the world don't knows everything, but I'm assuming that this is my electronic computer for my motor, because this is the first time I've taken this apart to this far. Thanks to Miguel needing the help, I came out and I'm trying to offer my support, but that's what I see, and I got to get in here it's kind of hard. I got wires running everywhere, but like I said, my tires are flat and I haven't used it in a while. So what's this? Oh boy, I'm seeing things that, okay, all right, let me dig further and see what else I can find, Miguel. Hold on, give me a second, I'm coming. So this is your magneto snatch coil. That's where you get your power to your starter. That's where you get parts to your starter. This, can you see it? Can you see it moving? I hope you can see it moving. This is the ground for your magneto. What it is, once you shut the motor down, you're grounding it out pretty much. This one, I believe it's your charging port. And if I don't take this motor apart, I won't be able to get to these things. But just like how this one provides electricity to your spark plug, this one, when it turns, sends power back to your battery. What else is going on here that I haven't talked about? Okay. Your starter wires, mine is all burnt out. Can hardly tell the color on it, but it's red. And I believe my thickest red wire here, which is this one, is what we're looking at our starter here. Oh man, I hope y'all can see this. And this goes directly to your starter. There's one ground that goes underneath here, and I can't see what that's connected to. Ah, boy. But that's it for wiring. That is worked by a cable, and I think that cable has something to do with these two wires. The black one that goes underneath to, is that blades? I'm not quite sure where this goes to, Miguel. It's underneath in my axle system. Whew. I don't know if y'all know, but I'm handicapable. So just getting this stuff up, it's kind of complicated. There is something that goes down here that allows me to move it without it's been started. And that wasn't there when I got it. I got this mower from someone that took it apart and couldn't get it back together to get it running. We had a problem with there's a wheel underneath, the drive wheel, and he took it apart and couldn't put it back together. So I ended up paying somebody $10 so they can drag it over here for me, and I had it up and running. I had the tires taken care of, took it to a shop, and they bullshitted me on tires. So I got another red one that I'm using, And this one I just let sit because I wasn't really using it till Miguel asked about it. But yeah, this power wire red goes to here, and I assume that it goes back to my battery so that I can be charged, and I also have fuses, two different sets of fuse running here. I went over this already. This is your shutoff for your seat. This is black and white, white and black, and a green wire. So you got black and white, white and black. There's a green wire here and two white ones. This is your blade. Once you push down on this lever, your blade automatically comes on. And most of these wires are safety switches. So if the blade is engaged and you happen to get off the seat, the motor shuts down. And I'm assuming this little back box here is what's responsible for all that action. Oh, I got another box over here. Hold on, give me a minute. Let me try to get. I hope I can get the numbers on here. This seems to me like it's a relay. I got big power coming through. I got big wires, higher gauge than what you're looking at on your regular wires. Power, power. White might be neutral, and black is your ground. And that one was connected back here that I had to pull out because your whole driving system is run on chain underneath here, and that wire, I'm betting, is another safety precaution that's connected. So let me see if I can figure out where it goes to, and I'll check right back in. Trying to help the best. The wires to your ignition. That's your battery hookup. That's your switch that goes on the back of the seat. I'm assuming this is my computer chip that's on board. This one engages the blades to cut. There's also a safety switch that's connected to that one. If you look, the color turquoise on here is also located on that one. So they are connected somewhat. Safety. I got wires. The red one that you're looking at right here, that's for charging that battery. If you have a battery running, the black one with the white on it. Can you see it? This one is your ground for your coil slash magneto. You have two more wires go into your starter, and for some reason those two wires I was unable to identify where they're heading to. But this is what your harness looks like on here. And yeah, y'all see me tinker with a lot of stuff electronically, but I'm not an electrician. I'm not a mechanic. I somewhat understand some things, and because of that, it takes me a long way. Battery, ignition, main brain. I got a relay somewhere back here that I took apart and showed it to you. And other than those two wires that goes into your drive shaft here, and that could be another safety precaution to shut the motor down. A lot of these wires are about safety. Um, I won't suggest that because having kids, animals, that's the reason why all these safety precautions are here. But at the end of the day, I believe you can take a lot of this off and run it straight. I'm not suggesting that, Miguel, but it's possible. It's possible. But you wanted to know how your harness is situated because you told me you were attempting to rebuild one. And yeah, I give you an insight on what I'm working on here and what mines look like. Like I said, nothing has been tampered with. Everything is original, just like it came from the factory. That one, I put a switch on it. Can you see my switch? That one, I put a switch on it, so once I crank it up, it stays running even if I let the handle go. And that's because I'm handy capable. So if every time I let that handle go, the motor cuts off, I gotta pull that string to get it back up and running again. So I tricked it. Okay. And there's a high possibility we can do the same here. If you're having issues, your computer could be bad. Your what's that? The relay. There's a relay. There's a relay somewhere here. Yes. Oh my God. Okay, stop complaining. Just do the best you can. There's a relay with the red wire coming out of it. Your relay could be bad. I'm gonna try to pull up the harness on here, see exactly where what goes to what, and I'll complete this video. Thank you. I don't know if you're a supporter. If you're a subscriber, I know that you asked a question and I tried to solve that question to the best of my ability. I hope whatever I did here was able to help you. And don't be afraid to ask questions. That's how we get answers. God bless you. Stay focused. Stay motivated. Stay up, kid. So, I'm still trying to figure this out. I got a ground coming directly. This is your starter cable, and there's a ground coming directly from the starter that goes in the back here. And my only guess is your brake is also one of the, I want to say 3 or 4 security measures I see here. And once you engage the brake like it is, I think you make a connection here. And if your brake is not engaged, you're not connected. So I believe that's where that wire that's going underneath. Your whole braking system sits in that black box. It's chain driven. You said you're rebuilding. So you have had to take this whole thing apart to see the insides of it. These two wires are black and white wire, and there's two grounds attached to it. Has to go to your drive shaft in the back. I'm gonna go in and do my research as best I can. Everything is back together, and see if I can come up with a specific answer for you. But yeah, eventually I'm gonna have to come out here and put some gas in it and see what it does. Cause ever since my tire went flat cutting one of my neighbor's grass, and they charged me $48 to put my tire on, and my tire was destroyed. They left it in something that rusted it. They didn't have the proper equipment to take the tire off the inner tube, so they bent the rim. It's just a big old mess. So I just got to sit back here, and I try to throw it out, but somebody told me not to. Wifey told me not to, because I was just gonna get rid of it. Just I paid $10 for it, and it has done its job since I've had it. But I got stuff I gotta do. Hurricane blew that out. I gotta take care of that. I got stuff I gotta do. It's getting cold out. I don't know if you can hear the wind blowing, but we got a cold front coming through, so I gotta get my topsoil, my compost I created on my thing. But I decided to take a break from that and try to help you to the best of my ability. Um, Spread the love. Spread the love. Y'all have a good one. So this wire that my marker is on goes to your starter, and this one connects in your drive shaft somewhere. eBay WE261, and that's your Weedeater One WE261 riding mower wire harness, and that's what they're asking. It is used, but everything seems to be right here. Parts tree have somewhat of a diagram, and all your parts, all your parts. Pricing. So you can go to parts tree, put your whatever you're looking for in. I was looking for electrical parts diagram. This is what they have for me. Each thing that you click on gives you somewhat an understanding of what they are.